you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. There's a version of you that's strong, successful, doesn't have any burden or the weight of the world on your shoulders. And the difference between where you are now and what that version of you looks like is one hard conversation. Now, most people think progress looks like innovation. A new Aura ring that helps track your sleep. Maybe it's a new club or a new routine. Maybe you've joined the 5 a.m. club, using AI or ChatGPT in your business. But the truth is, most innovation and the true progress is human. It's a conversation. And the biggest thing with having a conversation is that you need to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. So our business helps building company owners grow their business. And we had an event in Australia, and we had 199 people turn up, positive, enthusiastic, ready to learn, ready to engage, and take their business to the next level. We had one person who was a bit of a Danny Downer, who had a rain cloud following him around, who was like that glass of Coke being poured into our mindset. He was pouring negativity into the event. And we'll call him Bob because...
That's his name.
Well, no, it wasn't his name. Bob's a builder, so we'll go with Bob the builder. Okay. And so I thought I can either let this guy go around affecting the environment, affecting the culture, when everyone else here is positive and they're looking to solve problems, or I can have a hard conversation with him. So I had the chat with him afterwards, and I said, here's how I feel you're coming across to people. Here's what's happening. And he agreed. And I said, we can't have this carry on. I'm going to refund you your money, and we're going to refund you your plane tickets home. So that uncomfortable time outweighs the 5 minutes that it took to have that conversation, outweighs the anxiety, the uncomfortableness, the added headspace of not having that conversation. So once I'd had it, it's like a weight off your shoulders. You can then use that as a teaching moment for the rest of your team, your family, to maintain the culture. Here's what's important to us. These are the standards that we set, and here's what we tolerate and what we don't tolerate. Here's what I see as acceptable in my world. So our team has grown significantly. And the reason that it's grown is because we've created a culture of radical candor. So we're able to have transparent and open conversations with a positive outlook to raise people up. Because as we hold high standards and we're able to raise everyone up, then a rising tide lifts all boats. So you're not 10 steps away from changing your life. You're just one conversation away from changing your family, your relationships, and your life. And I believe if we change it from a hard conversation and we reframe it to a necessary conversation that has to happen to move forward in alignment with our goals, alignment with our values, it makes it much easier to have that necessary conversation. So we've reframed these in our business to have radical candor, be open and transparent, be able to call out people's behavior if it's not in alignment. And it's obviously without being a dick. You want to make sure that you're still a good human. But that culture of radical candor and having necessary conversations helps take the business, the standards, and what we allow to the next level. So when we started, or last year, we had 32 people in our team. We've now grown to just over 100 in the last 15 months. Now, not all those people that we hired were A players. So we've had to have necessary conversations with 6 of them. And if they're not a good fit, then we need to coach them up or coach them out. Just because they're not a good fit within our environment doesn't mean they won't be a great fit somewhere else. And so by coaching people up or out, we're able to maintain our standards, have transparent and open conversations, and help maintain the momentum and a great environment. So, how do you go about having those conversations? Well, if you walk away with nothing else from today, I'm going to give you a tool that you can use in your life, with your family, in business, with any teams that you're in. Now, when someone comes to you with a problem, it's like they've got a monkey on their back and they're putting it onto your back for you to solve. And this acronym, PSR, these 3 little letters, will help solve that challenge. So, when someone comes to you with a problem, I want you to ask them, tell me what exactly is the problem. So have them define it. Number 2, what are 3 potential solutions that you see that could solve this problem? And number 3, what is your one recommendation and why did you choose that one? So this way we're encouraging critical thinking, conceptual ability, we're raising leaders in our family and our business, and we're encouraging people to take ownership for the problem and the potential solutions. So, my son, I have 2 boys. That's Ashton, the younger one, and Zach, my 14-year-old. Now, Zach came to me on Monday and said, Dad, I can't find my tennis gear. I don't want to go to school. I want to stay home because I don't have my tennis gear. I'm like, dude, do you think that's really the right approach? And he said, but I can't find it. I'm like, okay, so what are 3 potential solutions? And he's like, well, number 1, I could find some other sports gear, go to the teacher and say, hey, we've just shifted house last week. I can't find my sports gear. Is it okay if I play in this? So that was number 1. Number 2, I could keep looking because it might be in the attic where all the boxes are stored. And I've got 15 minutes before my bus leaves. Number 3, I could call a mate and see if he's got his extras here. Well, number 4, when I get to school, I could buy a new kit. And I'm thinking, well, a couple of those sound like great ideas. What do you think the best options are? And he came back with, okay, I'm going to look for the next 15 minutes and I'll get my tennis gear out early to make sure that if I can't find it, I'm ready to go. I'm like, fantastic. So this way he took the monkey off my back, put it onto his back, and I'm raising not only a son, but a leader, someone who takes personal responsibility, takes ownership for the outcomes in their life, and becomes a problem solver. So I've got a filter that I like to use whenever I have this anxiety or these things going around my head. So I like to refer to this as the procrastination tax. So I've got 3 questions. If you've got a conversation or something that's going around in your head, you may have 5% of things or 5% of people that take up 80% of your time, that you ruminate on, that you play conversations over with in your mind. So these 3 questions will help. What is this costing me if I don't say it? Is it out of alignment with my values? Is it costing me time, headspace, anxiety, or money? Number 2, why am I procrastinating on this? Maybe I'm afraid of conflict. Maybe I don't want to hurt the other person's feelings. Maybe I don't know if, once we have this necessary conversation, what's going to happen next? Because there is no coming back. Necessary conversations change things. And if there is no change, there is no progress. And lastly, how will this impact me 6 days, 6 weeks, 6 months from now? I can't even remember the problem 6 months ago, let alone 6 weeks ago, that I was ruminating at night, lying awake in bed thinking, holy cow, how do I solve this? So, how do we go about having this? Well, a big one, when I speak on stages around the world, is that necessary conversations will change your life. And progress is on the other side of any necessary conversation. So if you've got someone that is taking up headspace, you can either raise the rent and kick them out, which sounds tough. I believe it is a necessary step in order to move forward. And the way to have that is to have a necessary conversation with them with radical candor that's aligned with your values, your integrity, and you're able to move forward. Now, some of you might be thinking about someone right now in your mind that you need to have that necessary conversation with. There's no perfect timing to this. There's only getting reps on the board so you get stronger each and every time you're in momentum and you become more confident and better at these necessary conversations. Many people suck when they first do this. And it's okay. Everyone sucks for the first couple of times when you're doing things. But once you get more reps on the bar, you become stronger, more comfortable with having these necessary conversations, and you're able to step up your game to go to the next level. So think about that one person or that one conversation. Schedule that necessary conversation. Do it after this so that you can go to the next level, have peace of mind, live in alignment with your values, and make sure that you take yourself, your business to the next level. Thank you.